I have a kind of follow-up on my last video, which was my the original Midori Traveler's Notebook after 5 years. And one of the reasons that I really like this binder so much is really the leather. When I got it, it was much matter and a much lighter, more a medium brown, I guess. I know some people have talked about a powdery surface and kind of a smell to it. I didn't really have those when I got mine, which was in 2011, but it did have a matte finish on it, and I love the color. When I did the last video, it was such a dark color. A few people actually thought it was the black binder, so I'm shining a pretty good light on it, so I'm pretty sure you can tell that this is the brown one as opposed to the black one. This isn't the notebook that I've been using. What I have been using is a notebook from Glenda at Buy Paper Flower, and she asks a lot of questions when you place an order to figure out the size you want, how much extra room you need, whatever accessories, and also type of leather. I got a leather that was this color, which is similar to the 5th year anniversary edition. Really liked that one and always wanted it. And it wears very similarly to the Traveler's Notebook. And I have this in the regular size, and I also have it in the personal size. And the personal size is one that I never used. But lately I've been thinking it might be something that would work for me. But oddly, one of the things that I really missed about the Traveler's Notebook was the color. I thought that this was going to be a color that I loved. It's a color that I like. You know, color preferences are so personal. And since I hadn't used it, and since it had kind of been up on a shelf and it's winter and dry, I decided to condition it with coconut oil. And it was really interesting because what happened is it got immediately darker. I think I'll just focus on my dogs here so there's something to look at. It got immediately darker, but coconut oil doesn't really preserve the dark color. I mean, once it dries out, you're very close to the color that you originally had. So I started looking online for something that would permanently, or I started looking online for something else, and what I found was something called Neat's Foot Oil, which is actually it is an animal product. It's so it's definitely not a vegan product. I mean, this is an oil that well, you can look it up. But what I found was really interesting. I know Midori says that it's vegetable tanned leather. I have a feeling, though, that it's also Neat's Foot Oil is not considered a leather tan. You know, it's not considered an oil tan. It's actually considered a conditioner. However, it really darkens the color of leather significantly. That depends on whether there's a coating or not, but it definitely will change the color. If you use too much, it can actually make it practically black. It also gives it initially a matte finish, and it has an odor. Nothing that I've noticed, but certainly I can see how a soak might do it. And it collects dust. It tends to collect dust, at least initially. And I didn't think about all those things until I actually treated my personal size with it. And this was the original color. This is the color after 2 applications. It's definitely matter. It's definitely darker. I can see if you do repeated applications, it could definitely become almost black. But the first thing I said to myself when I saw this is, oh my God, this looks exactly like my Traveler's Notebook when I first got it. Now, 5 years down the road, it is much darker and much shinier. I'm not sure, you can probably tell it's much shinier if I hold it up to the light. I'm sure you can tell that it's much darker. But it really made me wonder if Midori is using an oil tan, using a vegetable tan to tan it, but then following up with neat's foot oil. And I will link where I got mine. I have Amazon Prime, so I got mine on Amazon. I actually tried a local hardware store initially, but could not find it there. So I went ahead and purchased it from Amazon, and it absolutely reminded me. My immediate reaction was, oh my God, this is what my Traveler's Notebook looked like when I first got it. Now, whether or not this is actually what they use, I don't know. I really do have a strong suspicion that this is what they're doing to get the color, since all the characteristics are very similar. I know everybody is not into altering their binders. You know, if they want another color, they'll buy another color. For me, I'd rather try to make what I already have, like what I want at the moment. So I have a couple of planner videos to do. I haven't done any in so long. I do want to talk about what I'm using in this, because it's a little I don't know, it's really good. It's a little haphazard because I have a couple different size things. And I also purchased a goal planner because I took all the art stuff entirely out of my planner. Having different notebooks in this was difficult to find what I needed and track what I did. Having it in the Hobonichi had its own set of problems in that it was all in one place, but it could have been on any number of 100 pages. And so I really do want to focus more on my artwork and, you know, the dog pictures, but also on Zazzle. And I just thought I'm going to need to separate that out entirely. So this is really like all kinds of personal stuff. And that's sort of where I am, and that's where I expect to be going into 2016. But I definitely wanted to pass this on, and I will have another video to follow on this setup, but also on the goal planner that I picked and why, and I'll do a complete walk through the pages. So I really like it, and it's also so much more affordable than most of the other ones, which was initially really appealing to me, but I ended up really liking the format a lot. So just wanted to pass this on about color changing and how I got this color. And thanks, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And me and Joey and Ventura hope you like this video.